with the Batman marking with 9th live action Cap Cruiser and Thor Love and Thunder set to be the 29th film in the Marvel Cinematic. It's safe to say that there have been a lots of quality superhero films released by Hollywood in the past few decades. Not all of them have landed the same acclaim, but the majority are actually strong. Out of few hundred superhero films that have been released from before TV to the present day, these have landed the top spot on IMDB with a combination of high ratings and cities worth of votes in their favor. Here the list of 10 best IMDB highest superhero movies of all time. Number 10, Guardian of Galaxy 2014. Beating out Deadpool by only 1 lakh votes, the also comedic 2000 film Guardian of Galaxy nets the 10th spot. Coincidentally, it's also the 10th film in MCU. It's almost hard to believe it takes place in the same universe as another 2040 MCU film. Captain America the Winter Soldier, consider how realistic and serious that thriller is. Number 9, The Avengers 2012. The 2012 movie proved how incredibly successful a connected film universe could be. The Avengers released to massive fanfare, acclaimed at the box office success upon release, ultimately becoming the highest grossing film of the year and at the time the third highest of all time. With character dynamics that highlighted each hero's unique attributes and course iconic decade later, the Avengers managed to get audience around the world to fall in love with the team. Although it set up the wider universe of Infinity Saga, it also really enjoyable rewatch it on its own. Number 8, Logan 2017. What does it mean for a legend to die? Most mainstream superhero franchise following the comic lead want to let the universe end. Maybe some characters can die and few of those do not get restricted, but the universe brand live on. That's not case for Logan. As the final original X-Men actor Hugh Jackman, Logan takes the superhero fantasy of unconventionally and look at what happens when the fantasy ends and really kicks it, bringing violence and death into the world. Finish the heroes. Number 7, Batman Begins 2005. Although Batman appeared in Tim Burton universe before he began in Christopher Nolan's The Origin Story of Nolan Batman, ultimately received more love from IMDb users than any entry in its procedure series. Batman Begins reinvented Batman for an age where his threat fit the post of 9/11 world. Number 6, Spider-Man No Way Home 2021. Not only one of the best films to cross 1 billion, No Way Home is the third in Tom Holland's Spider trilogy and was a great cap to the series by the bringing back to the Maguire and Garfield generation of Spider-Mans and their films. The film became the collaboration of 2 decades of the cinematic wall crawler. Number 5, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2018. Of course, Spider-Man No Way Home might never have happened had Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse not had a strong impact on its own. Although the film remains the lowest gross Spider-Man film, Spider-Verse was beloved by users and won the Academy Awards for Best Animated Feature. Coming out 3 years before the MCU would begin to explore the idea of multiverse, it also showed that audiences were capable of not only accepting the ideas of different spider peoples and different realities, but they could find to be one of the greatest animated film of all time. Number 4, Avengers Infinity War 2018. 2018 Avengers Infinity War, the built up the over a decade worth of work across 17 MCU films, and it was anticipated like few movies before or since, with its trailer tracking hundreds of millions of views on YouTube. Somehow the film delivered and even surpassed those expectations. Seeing all the major MCU players on the same screen was minimally exciting feeling, but crossover films. Seeing all the major MCU players on the same screen was minimally exciting feeling, but crossover films are their best and when their novelty combination with great character work and every actor being a game pun intent. Number 3, Avengers Endgame 2019. The second half of Infinity War Avengers Endgame was a time travel, heist and superhero film rolled into one. Since half of Infinity War cast was gone until the final battle, it also meant more time to the survivors who happened the mostly in the MCU most even veteran characters. Half the universe turning to the dust may have been tragic, but there was always expectation that it would be the reverse in Endgame, but the non-dust death in the Endgame are irreversible. Number 2, The Dark Knight Rises 2012. Just as the MCU was beginning to realize its full potential in 2012, with the Avengers, the Dark Knight trilogy have audience its finale later the summer with The Dark Knight Rises. Like Logan, it explores what happened a hero journeys come to the end, but in this case, ending result in Batman become defined as a Gotham's ultimate savior, a title he is definitely earned. Number 1, The Dark Knight 2008. What gives The Dark Knight trilogy the best IMDb average is not only due to the fact that all three films are in the top 10 of the all-time for superhero film on IMDb, but The Dark Knight in itself fourth highest rated film period across tens of the thousands of titles. It's no surprise it's IMDb favorite superhero film. The claim comes down to the story, which is really led to by Heath Ledger's Joker, as he and the Batman are locked in the truly epic struggle for the soul of Gotham to prove whose worldview is correct, order and decency, or chaos and destruction. It is the level of mythical with the resonance going back to the earlier written story in history.